Welcome back to the FanSpeak Network, and it's Wednesday. That means it's Best Ball Jeopardy, and we have an amazing one for you guys today. We have, of course, Justin Herzig from Establish the Run. We have my brother Steve here representing FanSpeak Network, and we had to get one of the toughest competitions for Steve in Justin Herzig, BBM winner of BBM 1, BBM finalist every single year. Justin, how are you feeling tonight?
Nervous. I am petrified. I'm so used to joining streams and just doing draft after draft and knowing, hey, what we're doing. And now this is just completely different. I'm scared. Breathless.
Well, we knew we had to give Steve tough competition. You were the toughest competition we could possibly think of. If you guys haven't checked out the Best Ball Jeopardy yet, we're glad you're here. Hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you're subbed to the FanSpeak Network. But as you can see, we have a whole bracket going on. Bindles, we need to highlight it. Won last week. Obviously, Herzig and Steve are playing tonight. And then next week, we have Pete Overzet, Neil Orfield. And then the high scoring losers will come back into the competition. And then we will reseed for the quarterfinals. So this is going to be a wild time. We are very excited. Steve, how are you feeling facing Herzig tonight?
Oh, I'm excited, but at the same time, nervous as well. I mean, Herzig, it's, throwing me right against the champ. So, no, this should be a good one.
Yeah,
Steve, I see Steve's name literally answering every question from the previous episode. He's been training like no other. I'm going to be just like, this is just too easy for Steve.
We have a lot of people in chat that are excited to see this matchup. They want to see both sides here. They're rooting for Steve. They're rooting for Herzig. Steph is in here. She says, come on, Justin, make Berkeley Prep proud. So no, everybody in chat, we appreciate you. You can answer the questions. These guys will not be able to see the chat. So you guys can answer questions in chat. Any final thoughts, fellas, before we bring on our Alex Trebek?
Just be nice, Steve.
I just wanted to say good luck, and I'm looking forward to a fun game.
Good luck.
Okay, I love it. Also, in the link in the description, FanSpeak has a Best Ball subscription. Check out the link in the description, just $34.99 for the year. And again, hit that like, answer questions, have a great time. And with that, let's hit the open.
This is Jeopardy! And now, here is the host of Jeopardy!
That's me, Justin Bruni, the host of Best Ball Jeopardy. We've got a doozy for you, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the godfather of Best Ball himself, Justin Herzig. We've got Sensei Steve Shoup here, ready to defend the FanSpeak territory. It's going to be a great battle tonight. Gentlemen, how are we feeling? How are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, Justin said it.
That says it all.
Yeah, nervous. I mean, I know it's fun. These are always fun. It's good to think about Best Ball in a different way, but definitely nervous.
Can I blame the Superflex for just messing up all of my ADP knowledge over the past few weeks?
I know. I was in a chat earlier, and I was like, "Oh shit."
Well, we will be getting into some ADP talk, that's for certain. Going over some of the categories tonight, we've got Name That Stack, Ausazko Best Ball, third year ADP, all things Week 17, BBM 6 ADP stocks, and bye-week math. Can't go without the bye-week math. We are playing Make It, Take It rules. We draft in the streets. We play in the streets. The coin toss is going to go to Herzig. Call it in the air, sir.
Tails.
Calling tails. It is heads. Steve, the board is yours. Again, if there is an incorrect answer, the opponent has the chance to steal. Steve, where would you like to start?
I'll go third year ADP 1000.
Third year ADP 1000. Oop. Get there. RB 50. ADP 157, 9 total touchdowns through the last 2 seasons. In 2024, he ranked number 6 in juke rate, 28.6%. Round 3 pick 88 in 2023. Plays the Jets in week 15 of 2025.
Taj Spears.
That is incorrect. Justin shaking his head. Think he has
Tank
the answer.
Bixby.
That is correct. That is Tank Bigsby, RB50 and number 6 in juke rate last year. Still got that shake. 1,000 to Justin on the steal, and the board is yours, sir.
Let's stay at third year, 800.
Third year, 800, working his way from the top down. We've got RB51, ADP 162, 8 total touchdowns the last 2 seasons. Pick 115, round 4 in 2023. His team wide receiver 2 ranks wide receiver 33. In 2024, he ranked number 1 in average defenders in the box, 6.8. The chat does not have it. Chat had a big week last week. Absolutely nailing questions left and right.
$162.
Got a couple of correct answers from the chat.
I'm just gonna have to throw out a guess.
What do we think?
Number 2, 162. Oh,
All right, we'll call it gentleman's time here coming up.
yeah. No, I don't want to take too much. I don't have it.
Don't have it. Steve, what do we think? Do we have an answer?
Roshan Johnson.
It is Roshan Johnson for 800.
Nice.
Steve, back to you.
Let's keep the
1,800.
category 600.
Same category, 600. Guys feeling very comfortable with the 2023 draft class. We've got RB37, ADP 114, 9 rushing touchdowns through 2 seasons, 42 receptions in 2024. Was a round 2 pick 52 selection in 2023, and the team wide receiver 2 ranks wide receiver 49. Name that player.
Zach Charbonnet.
That is Zach Charbonnet for 600. That is correct.
Let's go 400.
For 400, third year ADP. We've got wide receiver 63, ADP 147, team RB2 ranks RB 36, finished as wide receiver 37 in 2024. This player plays the Chiefs this year, week 15, and 10 receiving touchdowns through the last 2 seasons. Name that player.
Can I ask a clarification question?
Sure.
When you say wide receiver 37, that's total points, not points per game.
That's total points.
Okay.
We have some correct answers in the chat.
Oh man. Blanking on this.
What are we thinking?
This is pretty sure this is wrong. Cedric Tillman.
That is incorrect. Herzig to steal.
I think it's Quentin Johnston.
That is Quentin Johnston. That is correct. For 400.
Okay. Let's go ADP stocks for 1,000.
1 sec. ADP stocks for 1,000. Why does that keep doing that? Stop it. There we go. ADP stocks for 1,000. All right, we've got a player who is up 5.2 spots in the last 7 days. Currently RB34, ADP 103. Team ranked 24th in passing yards in 2024. Team record in 2024 was 4-13.
Tyrone Tracy.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Steve to steal.
Ooh.
5.2 in the last 7 days. Team ranked.
I think the team record got Herzig there.
RB34. Oh wow, I'm blanking. Travis Etienne.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
I do believe that Etienne may have been pushed maybe up one spot in the last day. So he may register at number 33. But when we put this out, he was at number 34.
And it's Tyrone, because Tyrone Tracy's right there as well. He's got
He
it.
is
Like I thought.
Tyrone is number 34, but my guess is the Etienne pushed them up because I just looked at it. But when I took this info, I took it from
That's tricky.
Fantasy Life.
And what was the Giants' record last year? Like 5 and
4
12?
and 13. No, that's why I said no.
So just to be clear, the RB34 and he was 103 and the same record.
Yep.
And I got it. I don't know. I'm already petitioning.
Well, you can check Fantasy Life for the ADP going up in the last 7 days.
FK Coolers is right there. I was totally in a Jordan Mason or Scadaboo, and I was like, I can't think of anyone else. I will do Name That Stack 1000.
Name that stack for 1,000. QB 29, wide receiver 47, wide receiver 51, wide receiver 74, and wide receiver 86 per the listed ADP.
I need to get all 5, correct?
And you need to tell me which player is which.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be the one. Okay, QB 29. Okay. Okay, Daniel Jones, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Adonai Mitchell.
You're saying in that order from top to bottom?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. 4,000. Cold stack, all wide receivers, and Dan Jones. Forward to use here.
All right. Name that stack 800.
Name that stack for 8. QB 18, RB 29, wide receiver 34. Team was 5th in passing TDs in 2024, and the RB was 1st under center carry rate, 4.6 yards per carry, 2024.
He was 5th in passing touchdowns this past year.
Couple of correct answers from the chat.
All right. QB, JJ McCarthy, running back, Aaron Jones, wide receiver 34, Jordan Addison.
That is correct. That is correct. Rolling through the stacks. Where are we going?
Let's try all things. We'll do 1,000. All things week 17.
All things week 17, 1,000. What rookie RB scored the most fantasy points in week 17 in 2024?
What rookie RB scored the most? Bucky Irving.
That is correct, for 1,000. Steve staying at the top of the board, doesn't care what he's asking.
Let's go to ADP Stocks 800.
ADP Stocks for 8. What wide receiver rose the most ADP spots in the last 7 days?
Hmm. Um,
Chat is a guessing, and they
I'll-
are a missing.
I'll say Thornton, Raiders rookie.
Incorrect.
Ooh. I thought that was right, Steve. What wide receiver rose the most ADP spots in the last 7 days? So to be clear, he guessed Deontay Thornton, and that is incorrect.
That is incorrect.
Okay. I thought he was number one. Demario Douglas.
It is Demario Douglas. That is correct. That was for 800.
All right, let's stay with ADP stocks
For 6?
600.
For 6. Working their way down. What running back rose the most ADP spots in the last 7 days?
We know Travis Etienne rose 5.3 or something.
Couple of answers from the chat. Couple of correct answers from the chat.
Yeah, let's go with Travis Etienne.
That is incorrect.
I've a couple guesses, but I will say Nick Chubb.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is J.K.
Sanders?
Dobbins.
That was the other one.
J.K. Dobbins is up 13.3 spots. Travis Etienne up 4.9. Surprisingly, there is a running back in between them in Miles Sanders, 8.9.
I wonder about Sanders too, but yeah. Damn.
I believe
let's
that
go-
was that your question, Herzig?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so then it's back to Steve then.
Oh, okay. I lose it. Okay.
He loses it because since we both missed it.
Oh, no. So sorry. Go back to Herzig then. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Name that stack for 600.
Name that stack for 6. QB 17, tight end 13, tight end ranked 3rd in fantasy points per route ran in 2024. Offense ranked 3rd in explosive pass rate in 2024.
Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft.
That is correct. Board is yours, sir.
Name that stack 400.
Name that stack 400. We've got QB 9, tight end 8. This team plays the Packers in week 15. The QB ranked 6th in completions in 2024.
Just making sure I'm not jumping the gun. Bo Nix and Evan Ingram.
That is correct.
And close out the name that stack.
Closing it out, going over some lower hanging fruit. We've got QB 10, tight end 25. This stack plays the Pats in week 17, QB 32 in 2024, QB 18 in 2023. Name that stack.
Justin Fields and Mason Taylor.
That is correct. Fields and Taylor. All right, cleared out. Name that stack. She's off the board.
All right, let's close out 30-year ADP.
30-year ADP for 200. We've got the most receptions and receiving yards in the 2023 rookie class. Plays the Falcons in week 17. Finished 2nd in offensive rookie of the year in 2023. Wide receiver 4. RB1 is ranked RB12.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua, that is correct. Let's go ahead and get a score update, Meg.
You got it. So with that, Herzig is at 3,600. Steve, 5,200.
All right, still
Plenty
a
of
little bit of
time to go.
separation here, but a lot of game left. Herzig, the board is yours.
Okay, let's go ADP Stocks 400.
ADP Stocks for 4. We've got down 6.4 spots in the last 7 days. Wide receiver 57, ADP 113. The team ranked 25th in pass yards in 2024, and their team record was 5-12 in 2024 in that player.
I think it's Luther Burden.
That is Luther Burden. Correct. Very good. Board is yours.
Okay.
Dogs in the streets. They know their ADPs. Or you really
Let's
know.
go
team
for Ausazko Best Ball 1000.
for 1,000.
That's what I was
Megan,
hoping.
Let's
Now I can look back
Megan,
up to those.
let's
ADP
get his
stocks
exact
for
amount.
200.
Yes, that with the last question, he is at 4,000 to wager.
All right, so you can wager up to 4,000, but how far is he behind? Is it still 52?
Oh yes, 52 to 4. Oh yeah, 52 to 4,000.
All right, so you're down 1,200. You've got 4,000 to wager with here. You've got a wide open board. So what do we want to do here? What do we want to wager?
I will go for the true daily double. Let's go
Wow.
for the full wager, and let's go ADP Stocks for 200.
Going all in ADP Stocks for 200. What player fell the most spots in ADP in the last week, the last 7 days, for a true daily double?
Show me Jack Beck.
That is Jack Besh. That is Jack Besh for a true daily double. Well done. Well done.
That is very well done.
Okay. That's why we left that 200 there.
There you
guys
go.
like
There you
those
go.
Daily doubles.
I was keeping third year ADP at 200 open.
Couple of blackjack players here.
Oh,
All right. Now these are all just up. These are crapshoots. Let's go.
Everyone's always intimidated by bye-week math.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go all things week 17 for 800.
For 800. What QB tight end stack scored the most points in week 17 last season?
Joe Burrow and T. Higgins.
Final answer?
Oh, sorry. Oh, thanks. I don't know if I should lose it. I read it wrong, obviously. QB tight end stack. Sorry. Joe Burrow, Mike Gesicki.
That is incorrect. Steve to steal.
Jaden Daniels, Zach Ertz.
Jaden Daniels, Zach Ertz.
Nice.
That is correct. Got a DC fan in the house. It helps.
Also, Ertz helped me with my fourth place finish in the big board. So it's easy to remember that one.
Definitely helps.
Just
Definitely
checking. That was 800, correct?
helps. That was 800. Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Okay, so is it 8,000 to 6,000?
Yes, 8 to 6. Yes, this is.
Let's do all things week 17, 600.
All things week 17 for 6. We've got Team A, 15th in rush yards in 2024. Team record last year was 10-7. Team B, 11th in rushing TDs in 2024, and their team record was 11-6. This is a week 17 matchup in 2025. Name the two teams.
Sorry, I was a little confused at first.
Two teams you need to name here. They play each other week 17. These are their records and the rushing stats from their 2024 totals.
Okay.
Immediate correct answer from the chat, Always a shot at me, that's for sure. Just bam, right by the mouth. Bam.
Oh, wow. Okay. I want to make sure I get it right.
Don't need home team or away team, just need the
Okay.
two teams.
Chargers, Texans.
That is correct. That is correct. I think we only had one correct answer in the chat. Yeah. Who Hames knocking it down. All right. That was for 6. Where are we going, Steve?
Okay. Let's do Ausazko Best Ball 800.
For 800, Ausazko Best Ball, 112 receptions the last 2 seasons. Starting QB ranks QB 20, 18 total TDs from 21 to 23, but just had 2 touchdowns last season. Ranked 7th versus tight ends in deep targets. Excuse me.
Christian Kirk.
That is incorrect. Herzig to steal.
Oh, I see what it's saying.
I'm still trying to understand the format. Ranked number 7 versus tight ends and deep targets.
Player ranked 7th versus tight ends and deep targets.
Okay. Dalton Schultz.
That is correct. You can't rank against tight ends unless you're a tight end.
Yeah.
Or defense.
I saw the deep
Right.
targets and I thought of Christian Kirk.
Yeah. Well, yeah, QB 20 was CJ Stroud, but then I was trying to figure out what that meant. Yeah.
Herzig with the steal there. And the board is yours.
And that was 800. Let's Ausazko Best Ball 600.
For 6. We've got 7,941 pass yards the last 2 seasons, 71 passing TDs the last 3 seasons. This player ranked number 1 in interceptable passes in 2024, while also ranking 3rd in deep ball passing percentage in 2024. QB 13 last season, 16.5 fantasy points per game last year. What do we think?
Yes, but Jared Goff.
That's incorrect.
All right. Boy, this one's throwing me. No, give me one second. Is it Tua?
That is incorrect.
Hmm.
Geno Smith. Geno Smith on a mad run. Couple of correct answers from the chat. Whose question was that? I think that was Herzig.
Yeah, it was my question. Biddles is correct. We are probably the least entertaining of these shows that you guys have done.
Well, not to say that they weren't, but Candyman and Huhames, those two were just dead silent with each other. Or no, Candyman and Hartman. Sorry, Candyman and Hartman were dead silent with each other. They talked smack all day long, and then they got in here, and it was like a library.
I think there's just so much respect between Steve and I. We don't want to throw each other off, like when he's thinking, like I don't want to.
Fair enough. Who's it to here? Sorry, I think that was Herzig's question, and he missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
So back to me.
Yep.
So let's go Ausazko Best Ball 400.
For 4. Okay. So we've got 549 rush yards in 22, 1049 rush yards in 23, 959 rush yards last season. This player ranked 6th in stuffed runs last year and finished RB 19 last season. Name that player. Oh, Candyman concentrated. All right. Yeah. No, he was in his zone.
What is stuffed like ranked 6 and like he was the 6th worst at getting stuffed, or he was
No, like he was the most stuffed in stuffed
Okay,
runs.
he was
Like,
getting
the
stuffed
top.
a
He was
bunch.
getting stuffed. Yes.
okay. Might have been with an injury. Let's go Tony Pollard.
That is incorrect. Steve to steal.
Oh, that was one of the ones I was thinking. I'm glad Justin took that, but
You can still guess it. You might be right this time.
bold strategy. Brees Hall.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift
Oh,
had a very good rushing season in 23 with the Eagles. Last year, not so bad. Had better fantasy production than with the Eagles, but a dip, with the Bears' poor offensive line, the stuffed runs, etc. Not so much
All right.
efficiency trying to run in Chicago versus Philadelphia.
Bye week math 1,000. Let's just get it out of the way.
Here we go. Here it is.
Okay. And I can't use pen and paper or anything.
I can't restrict you from what you're doing with your hands.
We'll see. Okay.
I will accept a whole number and a decimal. Either or.
Okay.
The mathematicians in the chat, they are accountable tonight. They're lighting it up. We got boom, boom, boom. Correct answer, correct answer, correct answer.
Yeah,
They're
that's
going
'cause
the
they can see the bye weeks.
That's true. That's true. They're also going the decimal route, which makes me believe that they might have a calculator.
I'm close. I'm close. It's 0.25.
That is correct. 0.25.
Studied his buyers. Let's go.
Let's go. I love it.
So it'll be fun, but I had to memorize these buys. I have this thing where it's like 7-7-2-9-0-0-9-8-2-9. And those
Sounds like a
buys
scene from
align
Hades.
to the order of the QBs that are ranked 1 to 10. So the 7-7 is Lamar and then Josh Allen. Yeah, we started our buys.
I love it. I love it. Boards to you.
Let's go 800.
Math for 8. Let's see it.
But we didn't get them all though. I had to kind of guess and skip some. Okay. These are some of the ones I skipped.
These are the teams I don't draft. Where are we at, chat? A little slow on the trigger here, chat. Where are we at? Oh, there we go. Speak it into existence. This one, I need the whole number. No
Okay.
fraction.
Yep. Is it 20?
That is incorrect. Steve to steal.
21.
That is correct. Very close, Herzig. Very close.
11,
What was your math there, Herzig?
10 times 12 over 6, but it's 11 times 12 over 6.
It's 9
guess-
times
or-
14.
9 times
Okay,
14.
then I had it off. Okay.
Yeah, 9 times 14. Yeah.
Still very
I was going to
close.
say, I was in my head, like, I hope I didn't make a dead giveaway face.
No. I had, yeah.
That was for 800, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Herzig 9,800, Steve 7,400.
All right. Still in it, Steve. All right. Let's go.
Sweep the board, essentially. We'll go by week math 600. We'll just
A week
split
math
it
for
in.
6. Here he goes.
Oh shit. um,
Come on, Steve. Quick answer here. The chat's got it.
yeah. Give me a second.
No, you're good. Take a breath. You're good. Chat's got it. Those bastards and their calculators.
Yeah.
Bindles did say that he was putting a multiplication sheet next to his computer, so I mean that'll definitely help.
Wait, okay. Now I'm blanking on one of the one by 5,200.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
God, these are big numbers.
These are big numbers.
oh,
Lions
Fucked up.
are 8.
Oh my god.
I need to think what the Titans are.
That's Max Payne. Sorry, Justin.
It's really late. I have a baby. Too much. That's so big.
It's so big.
5120.
5120 is the correct answer. Very close. Where'd you slip up there, Steve?
I then got excited. I did part of the math in my head, and then I
forgot to subtract?
I forgot the Titans, and I remembered it was 10. And I just multiplied without doing the rest of the subtraction.
After I got 512, I kind of decided there's no way you guys are going to make me multiply 512 by something that's not 10. And I got Titans. So I just went, it's got to be 10. Because there's no way I'm going to multiply 512 by something that's not 10.
Yeah. The way that I do that is like the 8 times 8, and now I do 8 times 10 minus 16, and then I take that number times the 10. But you don't know how to do any of it if you don't know your buys. Doesn't matter. Back to Herzig, I believe now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where are we at?
Let's go bi-week math 400.
Bi-week math for 4. We've got the Rams times the Raiders times the Commandos. We've got one correct and one incorrect in the chat.
I have 2 of them, and this is where like knowing most of the bye weeks, but not all of them is coming to hurt me. Let's go 640.
That is incorrect. Steve to steal.
768.
768 is the correct answer.
Is Washington 12 then?
Yeah.
That is correct. All right, Steve, back to you.
Let's do all things week 17, 400.
All things week 17 for 4. What QB scored the most fantasy points in week 17 in 2023?
Lamar Jackson.
That is correct.
Steve, did you study that, or you just like you've got these just previous week 17s just going?
I just remember that kind of stuff. Like I knew the winner had Jordan Love, despite Lamar having like 8 more points than him.
Because wasn't that Tom? No, that was okay. So the Tom Brady with
No,
the Daniel
was-
Jones.
yeah,
that was
2022.
2022.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the previous BBM.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and BBM.
Finish up week 17, 200.
Week 17 for 2. Threw 5 passing touchdowns in week 17 last season. QB7, wide receiver 1 recorded 25.7 fantasy points in week 17 last year. Team record was 10-7 last year.
Baker Mayfield.
That is correct. Baker Mayfield. All right. And 2 left here.
I'll do Ausazko Best Ball for 200.
1263 receiving yards in 24, 22 total TDs in the last 2 seasons. Last season, this player ranked 2nd in red zone targets, 32, and ranked 9th in slot snaps at the same time. 234 receptions total in the last 2 seasons. Name that player.
This is tough for a 200.
Yeah. 230. It's a lot of receptions. Amon-Ra.
That is correct. Yeah, I thought the receptions was the giveaway.
Yeah, that's what it ended up. I'm like trying to do all this stuff. And I was like, just give me Amon-Ra.
The slot helped. It was the small part. But
Yeah.
And then bye-week math.
Bye-week math for the 2. Let's try to get the most out of this thing here. We got the Seahawks, by the Falcons, by the Ravens. What you got?
Yeah.
Couple of correct answers from the chat.
280.
That is correct. I don't think you caught him, but
No.
gotta try to stay in it. Where are we at here, Meg?
So we finish up with Herzig, 10,400. Steve, 8,800. So Herzig did defeat. Herzig, you move on to the quarterfinals. Steve is now the highest scoring loser. We thought that Pat and Bindles put up the highest score by far last week. These 2 go nuclear. We knew this was going to be a massive showdown. You guys both delivered. Herzig, the 4,000, I got to say, the 4,000, I have to do the Aaron Andrews like post-game recap here. The 4,000 daily double. Were you nervous about that at all? Or you just said, I'm going all in?
Nah, people who are in the sports betting world know. They know James Holtzhauser, who was doing the Jeopardy, and he kind of championed you go for the thousands, the 800s, and you get the daily double away from your opponent. And when you use it, you go all. I mean, here we get the advantage of being able to do a $200 question for it too.
Right.
So I think in one of the previous shows, someone went with an 800 without kind of thinking through. But yeah.
Okay, so you studied, you prepped.
We learned.
And you learned, and you used your Jeopardy knowledge and skill. That was just absolutely clutch and amazing. Steve, you still put up the highest scoring score losing score with 8,800. Are you ready to come through the losers bracket to take down this thing?
Let's see what they got.
All right.
When would I have to play against Steve again? Like, can we avoid that for at least a couple rounds?
Essentially.
Yeah. Well, yes. So it'll quarterfinals will be reseeded by score. So now, Justin, you are the highest score. I think, you edged out Bindles from last week. So you are now the highest score and have essentially the first seed. So This was just as entertaining as we all thought it would be. Thank you guys for both delivering.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely
much, Justin.
perfect.
This was fun.
I was gonna say, and
Steve,
shout out. It always
you
has
killed
to go shout out to Bruni too for the
Oh
questions
yeah,
and
Bernie,
this.
amazing job.
Yeah, and obviously lots of good comments in the chat. They're saying Steve versus Herzig in the championship going to be Electric Cody, who was our first winner, says I don't see a chance in this fucking thing. No, people really appreciated this absolute battle showdown. Great job, guys. Yeah, this was awesome.
Everyone.
Yeah, no, this was super fun. Herzig, we all know Establish the Run is where to find all your amazing content. But what any fun things you guys have going on you want to shout out?
Yeah, I actually have one thing that I've been working on. Go to ffin60.com. Little sneak peek. It's not really public yet. We've been doing some fun behind the scenes stuff, but that's a kind of personal pet project that I've been working on. Just a daily newsletter that you can get everything in 60 seconds. That's kind of fun project going on right now. And Steve, appreciate you. This was awesome. I think you need your own show, like, Stump the Schwab used to have, but we'll have Stump the Shoup. I think like that would be, I'd pay attention. I'd watch that.
Being explored. It's off the table.
I like that. We've had a couple of those comments before, and we'll give that some consideration. I think that's a good consideration. But no, I saw that on Twitter, Herzig, and I'm excited. Can anybody subscribe for this now?
Yep.
Okay.
So just you'll see. But I think I'll probably go public in a week or two. But
public in a
right
week or
now,
two.
just kind of doing some stuff. But figure give you guys a little behind the scenes.
Okay, stay tuned, folks. We appreciate that. And Steve now has his own show, Talking Ball with Steve O'Speak. That'll be again on Fridays. Sibling Showdown. Steve and I will be on tomorrow night. Friends of Best Ball. I have Tom Strachan on Friday. Herzig, hopefully I can get you to join me for another Friends of Best Ball later this summer. But it sounds like you're going to be busy in the Best Ball street or in the Best Ball Jeopardy streets now.
For sure. Happy to.
I love it. Bruni, again, shout out to you as always. Chat, thank you to you as always. You guys were crushing it in the chat. Thank you for joining us, hitting that like button. We appreciate you. With that, it'll be on to next week. Pete Overzet versus Neil Orfield, 4 p.m. on next Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. We got another big showdown coming your way. All right, Bruni, with that, you can get us out of here.
Yep, been a lot of fun as always. Thank you again to Steve and Justin. Everybody take care, be well, be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.